Hi everyone, I am Dr.A.Asha, Department of Botany, SFR College Women, Sivhasi. Today I explain about one of the horticultural techniques of budding. So how many of them know about the techniques of budding? I don't know. So let I explain about the budding techniques. Budding techniques is a very easy and simple method to propagate the plants. So, simple buds are collected from one plant and grown on another plant. Okay, and a bud from one plant is inserted into another plant. Okay, a detached living portion of plant is in a bud is called a scion. Okay, it is performed in early spring or during the growing season of the stalk. Okay, in the scion and root stalk of two different categories is present in the entire horticultural techniques like layering, grafting and budding also. Okay, so a bud of a plant is inserted into a root stalk. What are the necessary facts we observe means it is required less time and it is used for growing fruits, nuts and ornamental plants. In the ornamental plants and fruits, it's nowadays the importance and need of the fruits, nuts and ornamental plants also. So we have to easily propagate the plants through budding process. So the types of budding. In a budding process, there are four different budding: patch budding and ring budding. Okay, so how to see what is the process and propagations means the preparation of root stock. How to prepare the root stock means what are the steps or conditions how to observe or notified in the preparation of root stock. First one is it should be a 16 to 3 to 7 inches of the plantlets before the soil of the plantlets. Okay, and the leaves and other branches must be removed. Okay, next remove any soil from rootstock. Okay, next one is the dormant rootstock can be used because the dormant rootstock is once you have to insert the budding into the rootstock, it will take a time to growing the plants. So you have to choose dormant rootstocks. Okay. Next, the rootstock should be clean and neatly. Okay, without any soil particles or dust or any matters. Okay. Next one is the scion. How to prepare the budwood? Okay. Collect the scion in the days while the temperature is cool. Because in the temperature is very moderate and below the 20 degrees Celsius. At that time you have to collect the scions. Okay. In the high temperature means the plants, the vascular campiums and the xylem phloems, the transportation of water molecules become lost. So in the cooling time you have to cut the scions. Next one is the mature buds are most desirable one. Okay, because the young budlets means you have to choose it. The meristematic cells young in nature. So you have to choose the mature buds is the most desirable one. Next, the discard terminal and the young buds. Okay, you have to remove the leaves and keep it in the petioles because the petioles is inserted into the root stalks. Okay, bud sticks should be prepared in cool and shaded area. In the under the shading conditions you have to choose it. Okay, with no need to take to the direct sunlight. Okay, so this is the budding process. How the budding process taken in the plantlets means just you have to see the root tap or insert here. You have to see the process. Okay, next one is the seti shaped. When previously I told that there are the four different types of budding process is there. So first one is the tea bud. The tea budding is a very simple one. Here you observe that the buds, leaf buds is insert into the cuttings. T-shaped. You have to use the knife, the gentle knife, and cut into the surface of the stem portion and insert into the buds. Just you have to observe. This is the budding process. Okay. So next one is the patch budding. So patch budding means is nothing but at the surface or smooth surface of the young outcoating, the epidermis layer is removed. Okay, with the use of the knife. Okay, afterwards you have to insert here the young rooflets. You have to keep it in the surface of the stem and cover it with the help of the tap. Okay, so keep it in it. Okay. Afterwards you have to keep it in a places the plants produce the young rootlets. Okay, in a higher organism only involved in a budding process. The budding process also involved in a lower organism also. Okay, in a we are all know about the yeast cells. Okay, in a yeast cell the budding is a main and major production process, because the in budding the yeast cells here large amount of cells producing. So at the time you have to getting a number of cells in a within a hours you have to get a large amount of cells, so automatically the yield of the organism also higher level. So in a budding process, what is the advantage of the budding process means is under the favorable conditions the method can be produce a large population of offsprings. Next it says a single parent needed for this method. Okay, you need not choose the multi parental characters. Okay, so next this type of asexual reproduction occurs in short duration of time and there no requirement of matching. Okay, without the matching process you have to choose the budding process. Okay, it is a faster than a sexual reproduction. Okay, in the sexual reproduction so take a long time and so process the fertilization and likewise the lot of processes occurs in, but in a budding process there is a no fertilization process. Okay, some of the disadvantages also occurs in the budding process. This as there is the production of identical offsprings, they contribute the less to biodiversity, because if you go to the budding process means they have to lose the biodiversity levels. Okay, the next genetically identical any stress in the environment affect in the whole organism, because they have to only getting a only identical generation alone getting in the budding process. Okay, so being the genetically identical and any stress environmental process. Okay, so I hope this video is very useful to you, I think. So okay, next in later we will meet in a next videos. Thank you.